locked in the war. The crowd is roaring, give them some more. The blood and bruises, power and pain, adrenaline rush driving insane. Extreme wrestling, rock and roll, bodies collide, losing control. The XWF, where legends are made, in the ring of fire, where warriors play.
From Venice Beach, California, weighing 302 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan!
Standing ovation from this capacity crowd to the champion, Hulk Hogan. The greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at him.
And now, from Stage 21 at Universal Studios at Universal Orlando Resort,
Extreme wrestling, rock and roll, bodies collide, losing control. The XWF, where legends are made, in the ring of fire, where warriors play.
Good afternoon, wrestling fans, and welcome back to the Nation Network. Craig DeGeorge along here with Jesse the Body, and tonight, Jess, we've got some more great XWF action coming your way.
Well, yeah, we've got some of the biggest names in the world of professional wrestling as we do week in and week out, but I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to some of these matches, especially the main event.
Indeed, in the main event, we are going to feature not one, but two of the all-time greatest Intercontinental Champions going head-to-head. The Honky Tonk Man goes up against the former XWF champion, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. Who do you like in that one?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it really is a coin toss. They're two totally different styles, but I've got to give the edge to the technician that is Mr. Perfect.
In other action, we'll see the Great Khali came on the scene a couple of weeks ago, challenging Hulk Hogan. Tonight, he has one-on-one action against up-and-comer Rocky Maivia.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't like Maivia's chances one bit going up against the big man. I think Great Khali's going to have too much going for him in the power category, but we'll have to wait and see how that all turns out, won't we?
Indeed. The tag team champions are in the house as well, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. It'll be a non-title match, but they'll be in action. And then a match that a lot of us are looking forward to. Hacksaw Jim Duggan to go one-on-one with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Well, everybody knows one thing, and that's that you cannot trust a snake. If you're Jim Duggan, you might need that 2x4. That's assuming you don't get bit first.
All right, fans, and we are getting ready to kick things off with our opening contest. Talk about bad blood, Jess.
Well, look, there's no doubt about it. These two dudes have absolutely had it out for one another for a long time, and they have been going back and forth. Tonight will just be the next chapter in the story between the Macho Man Randy Savage and Ravishing Rick Rude. And I'll tell you right now, I think Ravishing Rick Rude has gotten into the head of the Macho Man.
Well, indeed, he may have, because this has become extraordinarily personal. We're going to send it up to the ring to kick things off, ladies and gentlemen. This is the XWF here on the Nation Network. And here comes the Macho Man Randy Savage to get us started.
Well, the Macho Man always looks like $1 million as far as I'm concerned.
To the ring from Sarasota, Florida, weighing in at 239 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
But I'll also say this, I think he's lit a fire in Ravishing Rick Rude, and that's going to come to fruition here very shortly.
No love lost between the two, I can tell you that. Oh, there's Ravishing Rick Rude, not going to wait He is not going to wait for the bell.
Doesn't even allow the Macho Man to get out of his ring gear. Look at this. Well, you know what? We've seen Macho do this to him in the past, so it's no big surprise. And I'll tell you, as far as I'm concerned, you get what you got, man. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. The Macho Man should have expected this.
And now Savage just attacking him. Oh, you talk about no love lost. I'll tell you, ever since what happened with Ravishing Rick Rude and Miss Elizabeth, and we all believe that it was an accident.
Well, it may have been an accident, but as far as the Macho Man is concerned, that's his woman, and you put your hands on her, clotheslined her, knocked her senseless. She's been out ever since. We haven't seen her back here ringside in a very long time.
And now Ravishing Rick Rude starting to get the upper hand on Randy Savage. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this thing in the ring or not. Rude has it. What's he going to do? Drops him head first on the floor.
Right in the aisle, there's no protection there. It is straight concrete. Look at Ravishing Rick Rude giving him the business right now.
Oh, the Macho Man is in extreme trouble right here. And Rude knows it. Ravishing Rick Rude standing over him, challenging him to get back to his feet. And I think if he could, he would by now. Oh, a running DDT.
And more bad words. He is just leading right into the Macho Man. Rude doesn't seem to care.
And now Savage sending Ravishing Rick Rude all the way down towards the ring. There's a clothesline, and down goes the Macho Man. We're need security out here. The referee's going to have to do something. I don't know how you're going to get these two guys in the ring the way things are going right now. Clothesline, and down he goes again. Fans will be back in a moment.
He's American man.
Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you?
All right, fans, we are back. It took a lot of security to pull those two men apart. And I'm sure we haven't heard the last between the Macho Man Randy Savage and Ravishing Rick Rude.
Making his way to the ring.
Well, clearly nothing's been settled between the two of them, but I'm kind of looking forward to this match right here.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake Roberts, considered to be one of the most mental wrestlers. And I don't mean that in the sense that there's something going on with him, although you could say.
Well, the psychology of the game when it comes to Jake the Snake Roberts, there's probably nobody better at it. He will get deep inside the mind of his opponent. And the fact that he's got that bag in the corner and everyone knows what's inside of there.
Well, the famous quote, of course, never trust a snake.
Well, there are those who have tried, and it hasn't worked out well for them. I don't know that Hacksaw Jim Duggan really knows how to trust somebody.
Weighing in at 270 pounds, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You know, I'm of the belief that this can go a number of different ways. If Jim Duggan is not prepared for Jake the Snake Roberts the way we know him, this could turn out bad.
Well, I'll say Jake the Snake Roberts is going to be giving up some size and strength a little bit. Maybe not that much realistically, but he's more than going to make up for that in the psychology department. He's going to outthink Hacksaw Jim Duggan 100 ways to Sunday because, quite honestly, Jim Duggan's just not that bright a guy.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to agree with that.
You don't have to agree with it. I mean, just look at him.
All right, referee calls for the bell. Action's underway, and here we go. Roberts starting this one off. Gains position. Look at this. Duggan powers out of it, now has the rear waist lock.
Well, again, I kind of expected that. That's what I predicted early on, is that Duggan would have a little bit of a power or strength advantage, if you want to call it that. You know, Jake the Snake Roberts, though, he's no small guy by any stretch of the imagination either. He's coming in around 6'7".
Yeah, Jake Roberts is a big man, no doubt about it. And he is a manipulator.
Psychological warfare, that's going to be the name of the game, in my opinion. We'll see if it works out that way or not.
Back elbow by Hacksaw Jim Duggan, just dropped the snake as they tie up again. And Duggan has him with a slam. Nicely done. And Duggan bouncing the head of Jake Roberts off the mat.
Well, he may have a couple of moments here and there, but long term, the longer the match goes, the better it looks for Jake the Snake Roberts. That's how I feel.
You might be very right about that. Roberts, I do think, as time goes by, gets better in the match. And when you talk about the mental acuity between these two guys, I think a longer match definitely favors Jake the Snake Roberts over Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, Duggan's pretty much of a football mentality, just slam and bam and try and power your way through the match, where Roberts will wear you down over time and he'll pick his moments. And then we all know what happens if he hits that DDT.
Indeed, one of the most lethal finishers in the history of professional wrestling. Duggan just dropped him throat first across the top rope, thinks he has him, goes for the cover. Referee's into position. You got two. Holy cow.
Well, that was a lot closer than I thought it would be, but hey, anything can happen. It's pro wrestling at its finest right here.
Want to welcome everyone joining us here live on the Nation Network for XWF Wrestling as Duggan comes up with another big hip toss on Jake Roberts.
Shout out to Darnell Mason's here, Judd is here, Andrew Roberts has joined us as well. Juan Cordero's here, as is Retro Wrestling.
Roberts on one knee, got caught with a boot to the face. Hacksaw Jim Duggan right now back in control. They tie up over the top rope, and Roberts to the floor.
Well, the action now here taking place ringside, and as far as I can tell, that's going to favor Jake the Snake Roberts. Between the two of them, they're both capable of bending and breaking the rules, but I think Jake Roberts just likes doing it more.
Yeah, I would suggest there's a different level of enjoyment. But Duggan right now is definitely holding his own against Jake Roberts and sends him into the steel ring post.
Well, as I said at the beginning of the match, both men are more than capable.
Duggan slams Jake the Snake Robert here on the floor after a whirlwind.
He just slammed him all the way down, and Jake Roberts hit his head on the guardrail. He may not be able to get up.
Indeed, Roberts is in trouble. And it's a count-out victory for Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Well, you know how I feel about count-out victories. I just think it's terrible. Nothing's been settled. It does nothing for either man, in my opinion.
Well, you might be right about that as well, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to look at it right here. Jake Roberts, well, here was a slam that led up to it, and he really disoriented him, I think, with this.
Almost like an airplane spin, and we didn't see it, but when Roberts went down, he struck his head against the steel guardrail.
Here is your winner, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan gets a big victory this week. I'm not sure who would have picked him on this one or not, but it doesn't matter. He got the job done. We'll be back with more action in just a moment.
Hi, it's me, Antonio Banderas. When I use my Bosch fridge, it makes me feel different. It makes me feel like Antonio Banderas.
Well, I hear you, brother. Because when I use my Bosch power tools, I feel like the Macho Man Randy Savage. You dig it?
I do dig it, Randy.
Whip it!
Powerful power tools.
Phenomenal appliances.
Rotary hammers.
Dishwashers.
Mighty sauce.
Induction cooktops.
Randy! Coming! Impact drivers.
Refrigerators.
Watch this. Elbow!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Well, let me tell everybody something. America is back. 2024 was a great year. And in 2025, we made a decision to make America great again. And what better way? With real American beer. We're bringing America back together in 2025 with real American beer. So what you gonna do with real American beer and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to the Control Center. This is the XWF, and the action just keeps heating up. As we have seen over recent weeks, the great Khali is on the scene, and look what he's done. Coming out confronting Hulk Hogan, the reigning international champion right now. We have had an opportunity to see what the great Khali is all about. Now let's hear from the champion himself, Hulk Hogan, who we have standing by.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. That good-for-nothing Great Khali decided to come out and challenge Hulk Hogan, brother. As the International Wrestling Federation champion, man, the foundation may be gone there, but guess what? I'm still the champion. Still have the title, and I'm going to defend it, brother. I'm no stranger to giants, and you know that.
Well, indeed, you have had your hands full when it comes to giants over the years. The likes of King Kong Bundy, Big John Studd, and, of course, Andre the Giant.
Yeah, that's right, man. Everyone's going to remember WrestleMania 3, brother. Pontiac Silverdome. We brought the whole building crumbling down, man. It may have took 15 years later before the building physically destroyed itself. But the first crack in the foundation came at WrestleMania 3 when I took the Giant and I pressed him over my head, brother, and I slammed him into the mat. Great Khali, you want to cross paths with a Hulkster? You're going to find out, man, what it's all about.
All right, Hulk. We look forward to seeing you and the great Khali in action in the near future here on the XWF. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more in just a moment.
There's only one man who can tell the world all that goes on in pro wrestling.
I'm Captain Lou, and I'm talking to you about the world of pro wrestling. Call me. I'm telling you, this number's for you, you. Mom, you raised a great son.
There'll be no more calls for you, Lou. My boys and I are taking you in. Get it.
Come on. I got a right to make one phone call. And so do you.
Lou Albano's Wrestling Hotline, available until further notice or a hearing. Call now. $1.50 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
All right, wrestling fans, we are back and ready for more action. And look at who's here.
Wait a minute, I thought we were done with this.
It's a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring at a combined weight.
Well, apparently, Teddy Long decided to sign some of the free agents from the IWF, which includes right here Kip Winchester and Brett Colt, the Long Riders.
Well, who else did he decide to sign without checking with me first?
Yeah, you'll have to talk to him about that, but it's going to be interesting to see these two gentlemen going up against members of the New Age Horsemen. They are the reigning tag team champions. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and here they come.
And their opponents, accompanied by Bobby the Brain Heenan at a combined weight of 482 pounds. The Extreme Tag Team Champions, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, the Four Horsemen.
As we take a look at the reigning tag team champions, members of the Horsemen, the Brainbusters, Arn and Tully, along with Bobby the Brain Heenan, they don't seem to be too worried about the opposition here tonight.
Well, number one, the titles aren't on the line, so there's not a whole lot to be concerned about from that standpoint. What I will say, however, is the fact that you've got a couple of guys that were considered a top tag team, granted in a weaker promotion. They still are up-and-coming talent, and if they look past them, it could be a bad night for the Horsemen.
Inverted atomic knee drop. Nicely done right there. And now Winchester backing Blanchard into the rope. Sends him off. Swing and a miss by Blanchard. Look at this. Oh, and he caught him with a big clothesline. These two cowboys really know how to put a hurting on you.
Well, you're going up against members of the New Age Horsemen, and if anyone knows about putting a hurting on, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, they're the masters of it. We've seen them hit with that spike pile driver, and if they do that, I don't care which one of these two goofballs it is, they won't be getting up.
That's Kip Winchester in the ring right now, going to work on Tully Blanchard. Now, look at this, Bobby Heenan getting up on the apron. He's in the ring. Heenan is in the ring. What is going on here?
He's not at all happy about the way things are going right now, perhaps trying to get the referee's attention, but you're going to get your man disqualified if you do that.
Referee should be throwing him away. He shouldn't even be allowed ringside at this point in time. Arn Anderson desperate for the tag, and there it is. Winchester, in the meantime, missed his target, but making up for it right now as he just took Arn Anderson down. Big clothesline. Went for the boot, nobody home, but Arn Anderson got caught, and it's a double team.
Well, yeah, it's not bad enough, right, that they kind of sneak in the back door for the match, but then they're going to double team him, too, because they know they can't beat him one-on-one.
Anderson turns him around. Big forearm right to the head, and now another one to the back.
Big chop right to the chest, and now Winchester's in trouble.
There's a sledgehammer somehow made its way into the ring. Referee just noticed that, and she'll discard that weapon. But in the meantime, Tully Blanchard has got Brett Colt in a really tough position. Long Riders may have had the advantage early on because of the surprise factor, but now we're starting to see the tag team champions settle in a little bit more. Big fist right to the head.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a seasoned veteran team like Tully and Arn. They're the tag team champions for a reason, and it's going to take a lot for you to rattle Air Cage. You might get a quick start like these two guys did, but at the end of the day, they're going to come back through it all.
Double shoulder block right there, and Arn Anderson, Irish whip, sends him to the ropes, back out front. Anderson has him, spine buster. And again, Bobby Heenan in the ring. Anderson going for the cover. And the referee being distracted by all the shenanigans. Anderson has him up in the air. Gourd buster, that might be all she wrote.
We've seen him put a lot of people away with that move. Will that be enough?
Indeed it is. An impressive victory for the tag team champions, ladies and gentlemen. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard didn't even know who their opposition was going to be heading down the ring. There's that spine buster right there, and Arn Anderson knows how to put people away, and here comes the gourd buster.
Gets the man up in the air and then drives all of the energy straight into the forehead, straight down into the mat.
Here are your winners. The Enforcer, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, the Four Horsemen.
Big victory, and the Horsemen just continue to roll through the competition. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Tell me about your problems.
I have bad credit, no girlfriend, and no life. But at least I own my car.
I have a solution. 1-800-LONE-MARK, brother.
1-800-LONE-MARK, baby!
It sounds like you need more money to have fun, right?
Exactly.
Since your car is paid off, it's as good as cash. Call 1-800-LONE-MARK, brother.
Your problem is solved! 800-LONE-MARK.com, baby!
Lone Mart. Talk about assisted suicide.
Well, I've seen the kind of car you drive. Believe me, you're not going to get much. Maybe about $1.50 you can get a cup of coffee with your car.
We heard from the international champion earlier, Hulk Hogan, talking about this man who showed up on the scene unannounced and confronted Hulk Hogan.
Well, Hogan brought it up earlier on, and it's true. He's no stranger to fighting big men. When you go up against guys like King Kong Bundy, Big John Studd, Andre the Giant, just to name a few, you know how to wrestle the big monsters, and this may be the biggest monster of them all.
He is enormous, this man, stepping over the top rope with ease. Over 7 foot tall, this guy. He is an absolute monster, and I don't feel good for his opponent tonight.
Well, I wouldn't feel good for his opponent any given night, but Rocky Maivia, he's an up-and-coming talent, but I don't think he's ready for this challenge.
And his opponent from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 260 pounds, Rocky Maivia.
The son of Rocky Johnson heading to the ring, and I'll tell you what, He's going to have his hands full. I mean, I don't think he has any clue what he's in store for.
Well, if he did, he probably wouldn't have that stupid smile painted on his face, but that's all right because Khali's going to slap it right off of there. Am I hearing right? The crowd is chanting Rocky sucks?
Can't imagine why, but it does sound like that, yeah. Oh, Khali just dropping a leg and going for the cover. Thinks he's already got it won.
Yeah, a little bit too early to try and put this one away, but already showing the advantage. He is a force of nature, this man. He is huge and dominating it. And not for anything, Maivia is a standout college athlete. Played for the University of Miami. You're not exactly going to be a slouch if you make it to that level of college football. He's definitely put his time in the gym. He looks like $1 million. But at the end of the day, Khali is just so overpowering and overwhelming. I don't know that he could possibly come back from that.
Look at this. Khali just hammering away. Driving the right hands into the head.
Oh, and he's got one of those nerve pinches on. Referee was there to see if he wanted to give it up. When you have hands the size of Khali, you can do a lot of damage. And look at this right there. He didn't budge.
Maivia hit him with everything he had, and now Khali goes down. And again, Khali goes down. Nice move right there by Rocky Maivia. For the first time, Khali looks human.
Well, he definitely got some shots in on him right there, and it made it count.
And just like that, the momentum swings right back to the great Khali. Maivia drags himself out to the apron. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good place for him to be. Back off the ropes, comes up, and a spine buster. Look at this, though. Rocky managing to come right back for more.
Well, that's that youth and stupidity that kind of goes with it. The inexperience factor. It's one thing that you're able to kick up from that, but don't go right back into the fire, which is what he did.
Well, I agree that is what he did, but right now it seems to be working for him. Head first into the top turnbuckle, and now Maivia has him up in the air, and he slams him.
Well, I got to tell you, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Maivia splash off the top ropes, and suddenly looks like he's got a chance to pull up the upset. There's one, there's two, he got him. Oh my goodness, a shoulder up.
I can't believe this. I thought Khali for sure was going to manhandle this guy.
Cross body off the ropes, and now Maivia really finding himself in a position where he's got overwhelming confidence. There's a scoop again. Shoulder breaker. Maivia's got to pull it off. Oh my goodness.
Well, he's got to finish him right now. He's got all the momentum going his way, and you cannot allow Khali to get back in the fight.
And that is exactly what has just happened. Is Khali, with one quick clothesline, has just turned this thing all the way back around. Big boot to the face, and Maivia is down. Managed to get a shoulder up, wasn't with much.
Yeah, he didn't exactly kick out with authority on that one now, did he?
Definitely not. Look at the big chop. That massive hand of the great Khali down across the forehead. And now Maivia is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you can see the after effects of that chop to the head.
He is trying to squeeze submission out of him. The referee is right there to see if he'll give it up.
Well, this kid might be tougher than smart right now. That would have been a good opportunity to just say enough is enough.
Oh, and he's busting him open. Follows it up with a big headbutt. And now Rocky Maivia seeing the sight of his own blood. What will that do?
Yeah, he's in real bad shape at this point in time, and I don't like Rocky Maivia's odds here.
Look at this. Kali lifts him up by one hand. Into the referee goes Maivia. And the double choke slam. He hit his head on the bottom turnbuckle on the way down. Get a look at this.
Yeah, he did make pretty light work out of the Rock over here. Maivia paid the price for getting in the ring with this man, and now he's coming back for more.
He didn't get enough. Maivia's gonna need medical attention, I am sure. Fans will be back in just a moment.
Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you?
All right, fans, we are back, and it's time for our main event. I am so excited for this one.
Well, indeed, as you mentioned at the start of the program, two of the all-time greatest Intercontinental champions.
It's scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 260 pounds, Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig heading to the ring, the former ex-WF champion, and believe me, he is counting down the days till he gets his hands on the Nature Boy Ric Flair once again as he tries to regain the ex-WF championship.
Well, he may be wanting it, but getting it's going to be something totally different. Easier said than done, as the old saying goes.
He has got it out for Bobby the Brain Heenan and the members of the New Age Horsemen after what they did to him.
And his opponent from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 247 pounds, Honky Tonk Man.
As we take a look at the man who is known as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man. Product of the Jimmy Hart and Hart Foundation in general.
Well, the mouth of the South not here for this one. Honky's going to have to go on his own, but I'll tell you, he don't need any help. He's proven it time and time again. You put anyone in the ring with him, and he can definitely take care of business.
Well, let's add anybody is the ultimate warrior, right?
Yeah, again, unannounced opponents, surprise opponents, things like that in order to get these wins.
They lock up now, Honky Tonk. Nice move right there by Perfect. Go behind. Continues to work. Perfect takes him down with that rear waist lock, and Honky Tonk Man with authority just driven into the mat. Backs him into the ropes now. Let's see if we can get a clean break here. Referee steps in between the two. Oh, perfect!
Well, let's remember who went to the dirty tactics first right there. It was perfect.
Indeed, did not go for the clean break, and now Honky Tonk Man trying to even things up a little bit.
Well, Perfect is fighting like somebody who's got something to prove, and that's probably because he does.
Top wrist lock now by the Honky Tonk Man, taking momentum back. Shot to the ribs. Back heel trip, nicely done, and now the Honky Tonk Man driving the forearm into the head.
Big fist drop right there, and Honky Tonk is back in control. It was only a matter of time, in my opinion. We knew that had to happen.
Back body drop it again. Now we're starting to say, oh, wait a minute. Is he going to try it already?
Well, it'd be a mistake for it because I don't think he's worn him down nearly enough.
Elbow drop by the Honky Tonk Man on the former Intercontinental Champion. Of course, they're both former Intercontinental Champions. And now Honky Tonk perch. Oh, man, Perfect missed. He went for Honky and struck the turnbuckle, and now the Honky Tonk Man back in control.
Very surprising to see something like that. Perfect normally doesn't make those types of mistakes. That's why they call him Perfect.
Well, I think he calls himself Perfect more than anything. Once again, welcome to everybody joining us here live on the Nation Network. This is the XWF.
Shout out to William Perkins joining us here live. Off the ropes, Honky comes, and another nice move right there by the Honky Tonk Man. He's just going to start to wear him down right now.
Oh, he's choking him out. Referee's going to have to step in and do something about that. You can't allow that to happen.
Well, you know what? You can actually. There's a 5 count. Until that count hits, it's all legal.
Perfect coming up with a big knife edge chop to the chest of the Honky Tonk Man. Has him up. Slams him to the mat. And now Honky Tonk in trouble as Perfect goes all the way to the top rope. Let's see what he's got in mind. Honky Tonk got out of the way. Perfect went for a shot right there, but Honky was ready for it. Makes him pay the price. Another back body drop. Look at this. Look at this.
Well, I believe that's a mistake right now. I appreciate the fact that the Honky Tonk Man's feeling pretty good about the way things are going. But you got to stay on your opponent. Cannot give him an opportunity like that to get back into it.
And now Perfect, look at this, rakes the eyes of the Honky Tonk Man.
And he did it perfectly. He shielded himself from the referee. The referee couldn't see what was going on, and that's what happens when you're perfect.
Honky Tonk just clotheslining. And now there's an exposed turnbuckle. Clotheslining Perfect into that turnbuckle that is exposed right now, that steel ring.
Honky Tonk using it to his advantage as much as possible.
Fireman's carry perfectly executed that time, this time by the Honky Tonk Man. Sending Perfect into that exposed steel ring. And now the referee finally going to do something about it.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Honky's going to take advantage of the situation and the fact that the referee is distracted, I'm sure.
Back and forth this one goes. Back out front. He caught him with a power slam. Nicely done. And now Honky Tonk in trouble. Perfect just got caught.
Well, the Honky Tonk Man has had an answer for everything. He really needs now to do one thing and one thing only, and that's put some offense together here and make something happen.
Continues to assault the lower back of Mr. Perfect. Perhaps he knows something we don't. And now Perfect has Honky Tonk Man up in the air. Oh, not going to end well. Pile driver.
Yeah, that's the type of move that generally will end any match. And now he's got him. Look at this.
Too close to the ropes, however, and the Honky Tonk Man able to break out of that one. The strap comes down, and Mr. Perfect dragging him away from the ropes.
Yeah, that took too much time, and now Honky's been allowed to get back into the match, and now look at that. I believe, yep, indeed, he just busted him open. Perfect is bleeding, but Honky Tonk is down.
Honky Tonk Man has got the advantage, or he had the advantage. He's losing it now. Look at this again. Hennig choking him out right in front of the referee. Sleeper hole. Not going to end well for the Honky Tonk Man. He is starting to fade.
He's going to have to do something quick if he's going to get out of this one because he's not looking good.
And it's all over. Wait a minute. The Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair just took him out with a championship belt. I can't believe this.